So we are going live now. Setting up the meeting for this.
Oh, it says live on Facebook there.
Right. I think let me just check if we're live. Let me check.
We are.
We are live. Okay, awesome. All right. So welcome everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pasxcel Live. And this week I'm super excited because we actually have one of our very own students here, Kamil. So Kamil is a graduate from Pasxcel. He actually, his mom contacted us a few months back. The mom was saying that, hey, you know what, my son's just at home. He's not doing anything useful at the moment. You know, I would really, really appreciate if you can engage him in some sort of an activity. So we give it a thought, and we knew how smart Kamil is. Kamil is actually the only person in his school previously who got an A for English as first language. So at least from tutoring him, I was very much aware that that his English skills are off the roof. So we thought at least that is something that he would be strong at, and there would be a lot of other things that he can explore and contribute. So we decided to give him an internship at Pasxcel. We started him off as a HR admin. In a HR admin position, but of course he went on to do a great deal more here. So he attends the daily morning meetings just like everyone else. He's been interacting with the whole team, and some of the team members have told me that working with him is far more enjoyable and far more fruitful than some of the fresh graduates that have came to Pasxcel. So today we're going to talk to him about what has he learned about the real world and how it benefits any teenager to get this sort of an exposure at such a young age. Before I let Kamil talk to everyone, I just would like to say that Kamil is actually just 16 this year. He just turned 16 this year. So Kamil, let's get started. Now, first of all, you want to share with everyone what were you actually doing before you started the internship?
Okay, hello everybody. Before I started my internship, after my exams, I wasn't doing anything. I was off for 6 months now, and I hadn't been doing anything productive at all. I've just been, before the MCO, I've been at home. I've been going out with friends, scrolling through Instagram and TikTok. I was doing nothing much. But then once the coronavirus started to gain more and more seriousness, we were at home and I was really bored. So I decided to take up new hobbies, things like painting and trying to play the guitar. But they were short-lived. I gave up after a while.
Right. Okay. So that was what you were doing before. But I remember, like, okay, I wouldn't say Kamil was super unproductive. I remember him, like, at least his mom constantly posting that he's up painting, he tried out different things. So he was actually doing something. Uh-huh.
Sorry?
Right. So why would you say that that was short-lived? Why didn't you continue? Because you already got started with something. Because most kids would just play games and do nothing at all, you know. So at least you got started with something. So why were they short-lived?
I think the reason why I didn't really follow up on my hobby building, I guess you could say, is there wasn't really a driving motivation or like a factor that helped me to continue doing what it is I was doing. Like nothing, I just did it for the fun of it, you know. There was nothing, I saw no benefit in continuing painting. I mean, I guess it'll give me another chance, like another skill, but I thought I'd rather spend my time just watching videos on YouTube or whatever.
And thanks to Kamil, he kind of have introduced me to enough TikTokers and enough cat videos. And yeah, he's been quite entertaining for us to have around in the whole team. He's really brought on lots of laughs. Like even today morning, we were all very seriously discussing something. And like I was like, I remember saying that, okay, if everybody has nothing else to say, then we shall all go and start our day. And he's like, oh, I have something to say. And what did you share again, Kamil?
Oh no, I just felt bad about Will Smith and what happened to him. He deserves better.
And that cracked us all up. So that's Kamil, like on a daily basis. Now you were sharing that the fact that you didn't really have a strong end goal and didn't have a drive to finish off whatever you started when you started off your hobbies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference when you came to do an internship? Like, how did you find that fruitful?
What in terms of like my motivation?
Yes, correct. Your motivation and how was your energy being used?
Right. So with the thing at home, like my energy wasn't really being channeled into anything productive, and I think that it didn't with me, but I think a long period of unproductivity
Mm-hmm.
can lead to can like take a toll on like your mental health,
Okay.
because you're not doing anything, you're not making progress in life. You might feel like oh my God, I've not been doing anything that will get me further in life for the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'm depressed now. So when I started doing my internship, I had a
Mm-hmm.
drive. I had tasks that had to be done, and
Mm-hmm.
there were repercussions for me if I didn't do them. So that gave me motivation to do something and to, not sleep in and wake up at 3 p.m. every day.
Right.
So yeah, so that
So
really, yeah.
right. So that really helped you. And okay, so now everybody will be wondering, people will be wondering, okay, you're a 16-year-old, what would you do at an online school? So can you probably walk them through what is a typical day for you here at Pasxcel and what exactly did you do?
Okay, so a typical day is we begin with the morning meetings at 9:30, and then we go on to do our tasks. Initially, I did shortlisting with teacher candidates. I viewed the resumes, I viewed the applications for the job, teachers, digital marketing specialists, HR managers, people that were applying for jobs here at Pasxcel. I
Uh-huh.
viewed the resumes and I judged them based on whether or not they could teach and whether or not they were suitable for the job. And then I would shortlist them for an interview,
Uh-huh.
and they would be interviewed by you. I'd sit in and I'd see what it is that makes a good teacher
Uh-huh.
and how to conduct an interview with a candidate. Over time, my tests got more and more difficult, and they became more and more important. For example, I had to contact schools and establish partnerships between us and them.
Mm.
I also helped around with with other staff, help them with what they're doing when I have free time, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so okay, so I think I would like to highlight something here. I remember the first time that I introduced you to Natasha in the team, and then she did not believe that you were 16 because like you were capable of so much more. And I remember that when I first delegated the job of shortlisting teachers, both of us had a lot of laugh together with the other team members because so Kamil being 16, he will come back to me like, teacher, this person, are you really sure? Why are they even applying? Like, they're so unqualified. Like, I could teach better. He would say stuff like that. That you're like, look at their English. There's so much errors in here. And yeah, so guys, like, you might not know who's looking at your resume. It might be a 16-year-old like Kamil who's just judging you hard for your grammatical errors. So we used to have a lot of fun when he started shortlisting resumes because he would like screenshot things and then send it to the group and guys, look at this. So it was a lot of fun. And surprisingly, Kamil, I think there's something that we have to share here, right? Even though you're a 16-year-old, I would say that your judgment and my judgment, whether the teacher is a qualified person to come on board in Pasxcel, it is not that much different, right? I
Are
don't
pretty
think.
similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. It's never been that what I think and what you think is different.
Yeah, we've never not agreed on a teacher being suitable or not.
Correct. And why would you say that is so? Because most parents or teachers, don't think that a 16-year-old is capable of making such a big decision. So what makes you think, I mean, what would you advise such parents and teachers?
I think they should not underestimate underestimate us. I think no, I think the reason why it's not difficult for me to judge a teacher is because there really isn't much complications in the process. You know, it's very easy because people say don't judge a book by its cover, right? But in this case, they're making the cover like really ugly. So if they don't want us to see their cover, they're making us see their cover and it's like unseeable. So then why should we even take a look at the content of the book?
Right. So guys, when you're applying for your job, make sure your resume is nice and your cover letter is good, or else this is the comment that we actually have at the back end. So yeah, so what I think I would like to add on that is sometimes you don't know until you give a person the option to try. Like if you were never given the opportunity to actually try this out, you would never know, right? And the other thing is at Pasxcel, because we have a very clear process. So when you come in, you just follow the process. Remember, like there's template emails and then you realize, hey, this is something that I could do too. So that's something that parents might be interested to know, right? Now, since we've covered that, I love your answer, and I think if the rest of the team were here, they would also have said that, you know, what a great job you've been doing in the past 2 months. And there is something new that you've done that you've never done. Of course, a lot of it is new, but I remember one of the things, even going on live, you were sharing with me, this is the very first time that you're doing live.
Right.
The second time, because you did one in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, but that was not really I mean, it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
My second time.
Correct. And then I remember like calling up schools and actually talking on behalf of Pasxcel. I remember in the beginning, you were like, I'm not sure if I can do this. And then you proceeded to do, and you got us quite a bit of partnership. So congratulations. So congratulations. Right now, we've loved your answer so far. So now I want to ask you, right? When you're here, what is the major difference that you saw? Because you've had me as your teacher, and then you've had me as your boss. What would you say is the major difference?
Okay, so I think one of the differences is that, well, it's similar in the sense that in both situations, I have something to do that you require me to do, right? Like I have something, like you have something riding on me. But I think the difference is that in this situation, you're like my examiner.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So it's when I do something bad, let's say, in the learning and teaching situation, I mean, you'll be disappointed in me and you'll scold me as well. I think it's a controversial topic. I think my answer is pretty controversial because I would say that it'll give you more disapprovement if I did something wrong on the work end, but that is, I mean, not necessarily true because teachers are, especially good teachers like yourself, are really disappointed in themselves when a student fails to complete the task. So I think that's what separates a good teacher and a bad teacher. Let's say you were a bad teacher, not you, but let's say like a bad teacher employed me. I would feel like they'd be a terrible boss because they'd be a terrible boss because, well, a better boss because they care so much about my work. But then when it came to teaching, and me, they didn't really care. But in this case, you like care with my teaching, and you get frustrated when I don't do something academically well. But you also get frustrated when I don't do something employed
as an employee.
As an employee, right?
Yeah, because I remember like there was this once that Kamil was slacking off, and he did get an earful. And when he got an earful, I think there's something very important for. And he's been slacking. I think he was told that, hey, we are waiting for you. We're going to follow up with you. And after some time, and then he was slacking off. And then I remember telling him, hey, you see, this is why most places they don't give you important jobs, because they feel like people you can't deliver, a young person wouldn't deliver. And the surprising thing that that Kamil did was he actually said thank you. Thank you for that wake up call. Like, I really needed that. And then he got everything that was pending in like 3-4 days done in a day. So I think when you go out to the working world, it's better when you go out as early as Kamil, at least to try it out, right, Kamil? Because you know what the working world is like. Because I remember
And people underestimate you, so you can make mistakes more than someone that is older would make mistakes,
Right. So you're saying that it's better for them to go out younger because then they would make more mistakes and learn faster.
Instead of being judged as an adult, at least I'm being judged as a minor.
Correct. Because I think certain things would be really helpful to gain as a young person, like, attending morning meetings, not giving excuses, not like just choosing not to appear, and most importantly, being responsible and delivering things that we've asked of the employee. And I think you did very well while your internship here at Pasxcel. So I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud that you actually saw what is your true potential. Because I remember keep on saying that it will be a shame for someone who is as intelligent and as talented as you not to have drive and not to have great work ethics, because then it will be all wasted. So I am definitely very excited to see where you would be at 25, 30, because you've learned so much just at 16.
Right.
Now, yes. Now, Mr. Kamil, my next question. So you obviously have learned many things during your time here at Pasxcel, right? So what exactly surprised you the most about work life? Because this is like technically your first real exposure to work life. And what really surprised you about it?
Okay. What surprised me the most about work life? In general terms, I'm not so sure, but specifically to my job, it really surprised me, as you said before, the number of candidates that are so unqualified for the job, and also how bad. No, I think what surprised me the most is how important the little things are.
Right. Yes.
In terms of when someone is writing a paragraph along with their job application saying why you need to hire me, when they don't capitalize the first letter in the sentence, or when they don't put a space after their full stop, it sends a pain down my spine. It's like, if you can't look after your formatting, how can you write an essay if you can't write a single paragraph? And I think, yeah.
And I remember when I was teaching you, I remember being like really particular about these things. And then you would be like, no, teacher, it's just one letter. Why you keep on pushing me? But I can see it, like once you came for internship, you were really particular with those people, like, hey, why isn't this here? Why isn't that there? And like I remember like people who applied, like what, 50% of them usually don't even pass the first stage of your filtration, because
right.
You were really particular about who came in. So, and
Right.
that was great, because we've only hired the very best because of the filtration process that we've had, right? So that's one thing. And then I think you mentioned the other thing that you mentioned to me before. Remember the one that you said that, previously you thought getting a job is just, I send out my resume, then I get invited.
Right. Yeah, it's not just showing what you can do. You have to, like, what we do is with teachers, first we filter them out the first filtration, and then we will send them a video. We'll send them a request to do a video teaching. So, and then we have to do an interview, and then we have to do another interview. So it really, with good companies, there's really a fine sieve as to what employees come under the sieve.
Right. And most people don't seem to bother, right? Like when they apply for a job.
Yeah. So that's why we did the thing like with the video, because it shows that they are actually someone that cares about the job. So yeah, I think our hiring process is pretty efficient.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we're reaching the end of the session. This is a short session, and I have one more question for you. what are the things that you have learned in your internship that you are most grateful for? Like you're really grateful that you've learned this, and what do you think are the things that will benefit you in life or in the near future, whatever that you've learned in during your internship here at Pasxcel?
Okay, I think one of the things that I'm most grateful for is that I know how to apply for a job now. I know what to put on my resume and I know what to not put on my resume. I know to make it look nice and presentable, not make it look boring. I think the next time I'm applying for a job, I might most probably get an interview, hopefully.
You will. That's for sure. That's for
And
sure.
speaking of interviews, I also know now to do research, a lot of research about not only on the company that I'm applying for, but also the interviewer. Because when I see you conduct interviews, I always see you ask, why Pasxcel? And what do you know about me? And then they're almost always not ready to answer. So I know to do plenty of research before attending an interview.
Right.
And ask questions.
And ask questions, exactly like what I shared with you, right? If you don't have any questions to ask, that means you're not really interested in the job anyways. Now, that's great. And then you what else have you learned about, like in terms of time management and discipline and whatever that you have learned here?
Right. So, I'm not the most hardworking person per se. I think with the deadlines that I've been given and with the responsibility and the importance of the tasks that I have to do, I think I've developed a sense of time management that will help me, especially since I'm going to college soon, with tasks and revision. So I think that my deadline meter has been improved to some extent. I'm not Joe hardworking or anything.
Yeah, but it definitely has improved, because right now, like, we used to ask you, okay, Kamil, what's the status on this every other morning? So you can't wait till the very end to just give an update or like to finish up your work. So I'm glad that you learned all that. Now, lastly, before we go on to the last question, Kamil, your friends are here from Pasxcel. Sammy's here. She said hi. And Sudarshan is here. Sudarshan is here to support you. So he says hi. He says hi as well. All right, great. So not bad. They have to listen to you speak. All right. So awesome. Now, thanks guys for showing up for Kamil. So now the next one, the last question for tonight is, now if anyone is listening right now, especially if parents are listening right now, because I know we've both had quite a conversation about this. And if parents are very, they're not really sure, they think that, kids should not be working this early, or they should not get exposure to work life so fast because they're just children. And what would you like to say to them?
I think the most important thing to say regarding this is basically, you're just delaying the inevitable, for lack of a better phrase, because they're gonna go to work anyways. They're gonna make mistakes and they're gonna get scolded for it. So why not have that happen earlier, so they are more suited towards, so that they're more prepared when they go for a job, and that they know how to do what they want to do. And also, like, for people that, especially with Pasxcel's fast track program, people that finish their syllabus early, like me, I've had nothing to do for the past 6-7 months. I've just been at home. Why not do something that will actually help me develop life skills that I'll use in the future forever? It seems like a win-win situation.
Right. Which looking at you, which is why after looking at you, Kamil, Darshan, the others were like, okay, you know what? Maybe after my IGCSE, I'm just going to be like Kamil and try the internship program of Pasxcel. So you're inspiring a generation, brother.
I mean, that's not.
Right. So, okay. So guys, I hope everyone benefited. There's no questions tonight. Everybody's just joined in and watched. So that's great. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this up because me and Kamil and the rest of the students and the teachers have a very important thing to do tomorrow morning. We're all going hiking, so we'll need to get our sleep. So thank you and for tuning in and to watch Kamil speak. So send him your best wishes. He's going to join his pre-U program very soon. Actually, he's starting in 3 more days.
Yes.
Yes. So we wish you all the best and keep in touch. And yes, until we see you on the next session, that's it from us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Subaka says bye.
Bye.